What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Ryan Prentice, a Riley Crypto Guy, and I'm here with my boy Nestor Sanchez.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Thank you for joining today's podcast.
And we are the Master Nodes. Make sure y'all stay to the end to hear about some additional resources that we have for y'all. But without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. We're actually going to be interviewing Nestor today, going over some questions about when he first started investing. We want to try to relate to you guys a little bit. Most of our podcasts are a lot of education. We're trying to let you guys know as much as we can when it comes to the cryptocurrency space. But for today, we're going to go ahead and try to see if maybe you guys are in the same space or we're in the same space as us when you guys first started investing, and to kind of see how you guys have progressed or how we have progressed over time when it came to investing. So first things first, let's go ahead and jump into the first question, which is, what does it mean to be an investor?
I really think this is a powerful question, and a lot of people they don't really understand um, what investing is. I would say I think they think they know what it is, but at the end of the day, they have like a well, I have a different perspective on what I think an investor is or what investing is. I'm going to tell you guys right now, everyone is an investor, right? Me, Ryan, we're investors for sure. But you, as a daily person who's just using your funds, you're investing your money all the time. You're investing your time all the time. Now, what I think is investing is basically putting something up in order to get an outcome, right? This could be, hey, I put $1 into a vending machine in order to get chips, right? I'm investing into Frito Lay's. I'm investing into them producing products. And the same thing goes for you, right? You can invest your time into a podcast and get some type of outcome, right? Whether that be an additional skill, whether that be education, or whether that just be having fun, right? So I think everyone is an investor. I think it really boils down to what you're investing into. And I think it also means ownership, right? A lot of people they invest their money into Fritos, but they don't earn anything, right? They don't know that they can invest into the actual company, earn money, and then spend money within Fritos, right? And this is just chips, right? So you can think about all the different things that we're investing into all the time. How is it that you can invest $1,000 into buying an iPhone? But if you were to invest that same thousand into Apple and it earned money, that's unheard of. That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember seeing a video recently actually where if you invested into Apple in 2008 when the first iPhone came out, I believe, or whenever the first iPhone came out, I believe it was 2008 if I'm not mistaken. Um, if you would have invested the same amount of money into Apple, you would have made like thousands of dollars, like thousands of dollars. You could have bought like 100 iPhones, I think, more, way more than that for sure, because of all the stock splits and all the price valuation of it going up since then. It's insane how much money you could have made if you would have invested that same amount of money into Apple at the same time the first iPhone came out.
Yeah, and I feel a lot of people they don't think of themselves as investors because what they do is they buy liabilities before they buy their assets. So I want to try and flip the script and say I want to buy my assets first and have my assets pay for my liabilities. And I think that's what differentiates investors who are investing their money into things that aren't making them anything to investors who are profiting, right? And that's just buying those assets before our liabilities. Kind of a long winded answer, but that's what I think about when I hear about an investor.
Were you scared the first time that you invested?
I think a lot of people they are a little scared when they're investing. I feel like I took one of the better routes. Not saying that it's better than anyone else, but ultimately I feel like I did it the right way. And the way I kind of came across investing, trading, and all this stuff was I was just looking for a way to make money. And one of my friends, he put me on to something called Forex or foreign exchange. A lot of people are going to hear this and they're going to be like, wow, this guy got scammed. And it's totally fine. There are scammers out there that use Forex. to kind of lure you into making money, but at the end of the day they scam you. But forex is a real thing. It really is just exchanging foreign currencies. So if you go to Mexico, you're exchanging your US dollar for pesos, that's forex, right? So I learned about forex. I wanted to make some more money, but then I realized I didn't really have the discipline. I didn't really have the knowledge to go in and just trade these markets. So I wanted to educate myself first. A lot of people, they do not educate themselves first because they want to make money so bad. And I understood that I had to put in some type of effort, some type of time investment in order to make money in this space. So I decided to invest my time. I took a 3-day course and I really understood about the basics of investing. I also understood that there was a lot of different asset classes I could be investing into. Ryan kind of named off a few in his last one, but I specifically learned during that 3-day course about Forex. I learned about stocks. I learned about options. I learned about all these different ways that you can make money. And then I heard a little bit about cryptocurrency. I still had not been investing into anything at that point, but I did educate myself first, and then I was like, okay, maybe this doesn't really sound that good for me, right? So then I started to learn about real estate. And then that kind of took me down a path where I wanted to make more money before I started investing into real estate. And I was also looking for something digital. So when I got into investing, I was educated first and then I started investing. So I was not really scared. I didn't really feel fear.
Okay, and that kind of leads us into our next question. How did you start investing?
It was quite a journey. So like I said, I was educated. I was understanding. I understood that this was for the long run. I didn't want to just make immediate money. Um, and fortunately, the COVID-19 kind of just dropped. That announcement just happened. I was investing in 2019, more towards the end of 2019. So I was putting money in to things like indexes. I was putting money into things like Apple. I was investing into things like that, really tech stocks, things that I saw potential into. And COVID-19 happened, as you guys all know, or you guys may not know. But during that time, when we had this whole announcement that the world was shutting down, stock markets, everything just took a tumble. It plummeted, and a lot of people were scared. I was so happy. I saw that as an amazing opportunity, because at the end of the day, the whole point of investing is buy low, sell high. So, how low can it really get after it just plummeted like that, right? So, a lot of people saw fear. I saw opportunity, and I really took advantage of this, right? I saw everything was at an all-time low, and you know what? I was in a kid in a candy store and I was buying everything, right? I know you've heard about carnival stocks. I know you've heard about cruise stocks, airplane stocks, all these different things that were getting hit very, very bad. I was copping all of them, right? And then I also heard a little bit about cryptocurrency and I didn't know what it was. But you know what I did? I copped it anyway. So I was seeing all these different things that were just going down and I was so happy and I was just investing, investing, investing. At that time, I did not make a lot of money. I was not working for, $1,000, $1 million firms. I never really had the opportunity to just like make a lot of money. At that time, I was 19 and I was working at Jersey Mike's. And within Jersey Mike's, I was not able to go to bars. I was not able to go out at all because the whole pandemic. So I had cash on hand and I was investing. Like my check was only like 400, $500. I was investing $300 of that. So I was like literally going hard in investing. And as you guys know, markets recover, right? They don't stay down forever. They don't stay up forever. So I was able to make a nice little bag from investing from my 3-day course that I was able to take and all my books that I've been reading. And that's when I got to the point I was like, okay, if I'm able to make all this money, I have to tell my friends, right? I have to show off. I have not necessarily show off, but show them that this is real money. This is not just a joke. This is not investing to lose, but there is a way to do it as long as you're educated.
Yeah, and not that necessarily you were showing off, but I feel like there is this level of like competition amongst like a lot of friend groups, especially like male friend groups. You see it. I'm not too familiar with competition amongst female friend groups, but I know for sure amongst a lot of like male friend groups that I've seen, there's always competition. You know, whether you have the best car or the best job or the best house or whatever it is, and it's all usually money related. I mean, there's also like other options like sports related or whatever it may be, but most of the time it's money related. So I feel like not that you were necessarily showing off, but that you were also encouraging your friend groups to really be where you were at. And so I thank you for that because honestly, without you, I wouldn't have discovered cryptocurrency. We wouldn't be here today in this excellent podcast studio. Shout out to Pirate Studios, by the way. And so finally, we're going to go ahead and do our last question, which is one tip for investors starting off.
That's a very, very interesting question. There's a lot of tips that I'd love to give you guys, but if I were to just kind of nail it down to one, I would say invest in yourself first. And I think it goes back to the whole investing into liabilities second, right? If you don't know about stocks, if you don't know about cryptocurrency, you investing into them is just going to be a liability, right? Even if you have Apple stock that has statistically grown over time, you could still lose money due to fear and lack of knowledge. So, understanding these assets before you jump into them is going to be very, very huge on whether you're going to make money in the long term. So there's a lot of ways you can go about investing into yourself, buying courses, buying educational information like books, watching videos. The quality of your information is going to be a huge kind of input on whether you get good output. So kind of just keeping that stuff in mind. Invest in yourself, man. It's really, it doesn't matter how you make money at the end of the day. You could be a millionaire from selling shoes, you can be a millionaire from selling cow poop, right? But at the end of the day, it's if you're educated enough to actually make money in that. So investing in yourself is going to be a huge thing when it comes to making money in general. And I think that's something that is very, very underrated. But yeah, invest in yourself.
And I feel like investing in yourself doesn't necessarily require money, right?
Yeah, I feel like I said before, it's more about time, time investment, because yeah, money is awesome, right? You could buy yourself a mentor, but if you're really spending time with yourself and spending time with books and just like going on the internet because everything is free on the internet, then you could really develop yourself however you want.
Yeah, so there were some wise words from the boy Nestor. Thank you, Nestor, for again for tapping into today's podcast with me. But that wraps up today's podcast. Remember to follow and subscribe to our social media accounts on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. Our visual podcast experience can be found on YouTube, and our audio podcast experience can be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and all your other favorite podcast sources.
Yeah, and if you want to be a part of the team, you could DM any of the social medias above and just DM us, I'm ready, and you'll be able to get some more information to see if you want to become a digital entrepreneur, making money through e commerce, stocks, cryptocurrency, trading, and really everything. I appreciate you guys for being on for today's podcast. Thank you so much, and have yourselves a great day. Try your best to choose kindness.
Yes, thank you everyone for tapping in. Much appreciated as always, and bless up.
Here at the Masternodes, we are not making any claims as to income you may earn. Before entering any agreement, please use caution and seek the advice of a professional advisor, such as attorney or financial advisor.
Please ensure your own research is done before investing any money into the market.